Slime Rancher is a wildly popular indie game on Steam that every time I looked at it, I was left scratching my head as to why a slime vacuum simulator could be so popular. It had me curious, and after I put out a poll where Slime Rancher beat out video game titans like BioShock and Fallout New Vegas, my curiosity only grew. So I guess it's time to give it a chance. Hello, my name is Thorben, and I'm new to this whole gaming thing. Sure, I played games when I grew up, but it was mostly Nintendo Wii, and we didn't have a very good computer. No Xbox, no PlayStation, no nothing. So now I'm playing all the games that I've never been able to play, and I'm doing them all totally blind, as every game should be played. So I hope you'll join me today on a new adventure with a game I have never experienced, and if you want to see me try even more new games that you love, be sure to comment them below and continue watching. The game opens giving me a little exposition explaining the where and who. Beatrix Ledieu. Why is she French? Immediately, I'm struck by a pop-up telling me how to move. As someone who hasn't played a large number of video game titles, this pop-up struck me because it reveals that Slime Rancher is a game targeted at, or else friendly to, a person who picked it up as their very first game ever. The whole initial tutorial is very clear and well done. Have to applaud for that, and I already have a general idea as to what to expect from this game. It's going to be casual and laid back. Not generally my type of game, but we'll see. I also have to say Slime Rancher has some of the best scroll wheel selection tools ever. It's very satisfying, and I never accidentally skipped over what I was aiming for. What the? Oh. Chickadoo! Why are there chickens in this game? Considering the casual nature of this game, I was not expecting the economic principle of supply and demand to play a factor. Turns out plorts, these crystal things slimes drop after eating, can rise and fall in price depending on how many I sell. If nothing else, I think playing with the stock market will keep me entertained. The chickens also have me really curious, so I set up a chicken coop. Let's go! We got chicken farm. Hopefully it's good, I don't know. I find a glowing H, and it details the story of the previous owner of this ranch. Well, part of it. I have to find more of these to put together the lore there. Okay. I venture out a bit further and encounter my first Largo slime. Can't vacuum and transfer them, but that's fine, I have plenty of the smaller ones. Overpopulation! There is no limit to the number of slimes I put into one. I fed them every last piece of food I had on hand, and now there's a whole lot of pink plorts. Really inconvenient trying to suck up all the plorts with the slimes in the way, so I figured I'd press the button that made the ranch to see if maybe there's upgrades, and sure enough, there are several. Yes. I like this very much. I need a plort collector. I found the Slimepedia next to the stock market. Nice that it's there, I suppose, but I ain't reading all that, but maybe if I need some of the info, I can get it. Oh, rain shot. Rain shot. Yeah! Come night, there was a new slime variant called Phosphor Slimes, but there was also a Largo pink slime shaped like one, and I wanted to bring it home. Ah, it's flying! No. Get back here. Yeah, this is when I learned of the eating habits of pink slimes. Turns out they consume other slimes and gain their traits, but not just other slimes. Ah! They eat the chickens? Guess I need to keep these pink monsters away from the chickens in the coop next door. No, leave the chickens in there. Chickens are precious. Don't let them be consumed by the slimes. These evil slimes. Oi! I now say you're allowed to fly out. Well, I guess it's in the chicken. Oh wait, no, it should be, no! Well, I got some plort. I made taller walls to keep the slimes from jumping over the walls and consuming the rest of the chickens, and I figured the walls would be tall enough that I should shoot the firefly ones into the open pen, but this led to a new problem. The slimes kept flying out of the top of the corral? I forget. No! I didn't mean to make so many flying slimes, hold up. The only solution I could think of was sucking up all the phosphor ones and holding onto them until I could craft another pen. But I need more money for that, so off to get some food. I come across this weird slime that doesn't move anywhere and this blue thing that reveals a map. Oh, that's very helpful. I also came across a legendary slime. Gold slime! No! I immediately sell the gold plort for some cash. Thought that if I returned, I might find another golden slime, but I ended up coming across a stony head and more lore instead. Ended up grabbing a lot of chickadoos.
Eat it. Eat the child. Eat!
I finally got a new pen set up, and so I had a spot to put all the phosphorus slimes, but there was a problem.
Ah! Ah! What? Huh? What just happened? Oh, the slimes are gone! That ain't right.
The game's more violent and dangerous aspects were beginning to rear their ugly head.
Oh, angry slimes! Angry slimes! Now I'm good. Take this. I shouldn't be sucking it towards me. Ah! Yep, should do that.
The slimes also kept escaping their gosh darn super tall containment unit and were sneaking into the chicken coop.
My beautiful chicken farm. I had such good chickens. No!
It really was quite the problem, and I'm seeing these pink slimes as much more of a soulless black hole, monsters that know nothing other than how to consume. They are not cute, they are monsters, they're evil. The only solution I could think of was to destroy the coop and move it to another location away from the slimes for their own protection. I'm a bit confused by why the game makes me pay money to destroy a pen rather than either doing it for free or giving me a refund. Feels like a casual game wouldn't punish the player for demolition, but okay, sure. The farm is starting to expand though. I got a fruit tree, a blue slime corral, a chicken coop, and another coral corral. I always forget which one it is. Were there two R's in the name? I don't know. I kept reading it coral. Maybe I'll just call them corals. Anyways, I got one for pink slimes, which I also shot tabby slimes into, only to have most of the cat slimes consumed by the pink ones.
They're eating the cat slime! You know what, this is fine actually.
I've also explored a little further and found a locked door that requires a thing called a slime key. Haven't seen anything referencing how to get or craft one of those, so going to have to keep an eye out for that. There was also a treasure pod nearby, but it was locked. Much preferred the wooden crate that I could break for goodies. At the farm, I figured out how to make a safe coral for the phosphorus slimes. They're good for money, but man, am I crashing the stock market. I'm also pretty sure I've figured out how the Tarrs are created by eating one of the plorts that are not the slime's own. It's pretty interesting. I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
A Roostro struts his stuff like he's the king of the coop. Why? Because he is the king of the coop. You go, my guy. You go. All right, spring grass, high walls. We're investing heavily into our chicken farm, baby.
I also wanted to mention that I hadn't read anything in the Slimepedia yet. I don't like reading in games or generally, and want to learn things as I play, and it would seem that Slime Rancher won't hide its mechanics, so this can be done, even if slower, but I like it better this way. My farm had quickly become quite efficient, if I do say so myself, and yet I never felt rich, probably because I didn't understand how the plort market worked at this point, and so despite having a lot of plorts, they didn't actually amount to much monetary gain.
Stonks! Stonks! They rise!
This time of greater efficiency also taught me that if one slime gains the traits of another slime, then it'll actually have a chance to drop the plort of both slime types, so I can reduce the number of farms I actually need by doing this.
The plort market, how it grows. It grows! By all the numbers going down. Oh yeah.
After a bunch of farming, I was able to collect enough money to unlock a new area called the Overgrowth. I was excited to encounter some new slimes where I could get new plorts to hopefully better balance the plort market, but then when I explored the new area, didn't have any new slimes at all. It was really disappointing, and I sort of felt lied to. Sure, the game never promised new slimes in this area, but I guess that's just what I assumed should happen. What this area does give me is some new farmland and more areas with food and slimes I can harvest, so I don't have to wait for the other places to reproduce as much, but it was a little disappointing. There was a new food called the Heartbeat, which is nice, I guess, but one new food isn't all that interesting. But I guess if new slimes won't help stabilize the market, then storing up the plorts I collect rather than immediately selling them, maybe that would be a good idea. So I built a silo. And I guess also the new area taught me one other thing. what happens when I die? And now all my slimes are super hungry and just dying for sustenance, which sounds good to me. The stonks must rise. It did have me curious if using the sleeping mechanic would have the same sort of effect of making all the slimes hungry and things growing faster, and sure enough, it basically did. I think to a lesser effect than dying, but it worked pretty much how I thought it would. Resetting like this allowed me to collect a lot of plorts, and I was putting them all into silos rather than selling them, so I figured the market would bounce back, but instead of doing that, the prices either stagnated or continued to fall. I checked the Slimepedia to see if storing the plorts in silos also resulted in inflation, but I didn't see anything mentioning that. This has me real confused as to how this thing actually works. Maybe it's totally random, or a mix of random and impacted by what I do. I haven't a clue. But I kept collecting more and more and expanding the farm little by little until the great Tarr Calamity took everything from me. Oh no! Tarr? Well, no. Why is the Tarr there? No! Bye, slimes. Oh, no. They're escaping. Oh, no. Get away from the other slimes. You will only take one. One life. No more. Maybe this is what I need water for. Oh, no. No! Get out! Get out! No! No! What is happening? Why? Why? Tarr, be gone! Tarr, be gone! No! Why is this a thing? Why? No! My stonks! My stonks! Oh, it's too late. There is no recovering from this. It's all gone. It's just Tarr now. Everything is Tarr. I saved a few Tommy slimes by suctioning them. Should have thought of that sooner for some of the others, but it wouldn't have worked for the Largos. So I was stuck clearing out so many Tarr slimes from the premises, and that just sucks. Not all that hard really to gather more slimes, but man, does that suck. I actually read up more information on the Tarrs, so I had a more concrete understanding of how they worked and how to counteract them. Turns out you need water to kill them, so I purchased a water tank, but I have no idea how to actually collect water into it, so I'll have to figure that out. I'll also have to be a lot more careful about how I set up my farms from now on. I want to make it so each farm has a type that eats other types, so it's a bunch of Largos producing two types of plorts. Not sure how to actually make them eat the other slimes though. Had the cat and pink slimes together, but they wouldn't always eat the cats. Seemed more likely to when I was feeding them, but was far from a guarantee. Little confused, but somehow it's going to work, and I still need to combine my rock slimes with the phosphorus slimes. Was able to get some of them to grow as well, but I'm not certain how exactly they work, but I have Largos and that's all that matters, I guess. Once a bunch were grown, I checked the quest board thing and Bob was asking for chickens again. Needed some stony hens, so I went to this one place that tends to have them and I spotted this water spigot sort of thing. Turns out this is how I get fresh water. Very handy. Now I can kill the Tarrs super easily. Ah! Get out of here! Now, being stuck with the same maybe 4 slimes has been getting really old, so I thought I'd focus on purchasing another gate and hope there's slimes on the other side. I'm also trying to save my plort so the market can rebound, and so I had to find alternative ways of making money. Maybe these giant slimes drop money? I don't know. One can hope. Quests can also be used for money and was a little more of a guarantee, but the next one I got was offering me next to no coin at all, which, well, wasn't what I was hoping for, but it's still something. So I went to gather the slimes when I remembered the pink large slime. Since I had lots of fruit on hand, I figured I'd see if I could make him pop, and sure enough, he exploded, and I got my hands on my very first slime key. I've been wondering how you get those. That's promising, but first, I need more phosphorus slimes for the quest. Oh my! That's terrifying! The phosphorus slime just took the cat and carried it away! Oh, it came back down. Okay, you little demon spawn, come here. While I was in the area, I figured I'd pick up some more chickens and feed it to the large cat, making it explode as well. I was expecting another slime key, but instead I was suddenly transported to another location. Was confused as to what was going on for a second until I looked back and realized what had happened. Huh. Guess now I know how teleporters get working, but which do I do first? Explore the teleporter area or the one behind a slime door?
Slime key. We can slime all over the place.
I tried the teleporter first.
Gold slime. What? No! Come back. No! It bounced off! Can you not catch gold slimes? No! Darn it!
The land was actually very disappointing. There was once again no new slimes, but I did explode another fat pink one and was rewarded with a slime key, so now I got 2 of those, which means of course I should use one, so I went through this cave and opened the door into the Indigo Quarry.
So, no slime!
Here we have the boom slimes. They've been known
To what? I need to know!
I find another thing that reveals the map and realize that there's at least 4 different main areas in this world. It'd be nice to see them all, so I'll have to explode as many fat slimes as possible to open doors and gain access to teleporters. I was also running into treasure pods all over the place along my journey.
There's so many treasure pods. How do you open these things?
The quarry thankfully didn't just have boom slimes. There were also puddle slimes and radiation slimes, as well as some new foods. There was a nuclear bomb just waiting to explode. It was all very nice. Finally getting a taste of something new. Back at home, I took the puddle slimes and set up a little pond for them. Meanwhile, I set boom and radiation slimes into separate pens. They could eat each other, and maybe that'd be helpful, but at the same time, they can both kill me, so combining the 2 dangerous slimes together didn't sound like a great idea. Hopefully I can find some more peaceful slimes to combine them with, and I figured a good way of finding those slimes would be to crash the pink plort market for the sake of having enough money to unlock the grotto. That was an absolute waste because the grotto was nothing but a few more farms, but in a cave this time. Guess it'd be a good place to put phosphor slimes or something, I don't know. Before continuing to find more slimes though, I farmed for a bit, gathering all kinds of extra plorts, and I set up food farms in the open canyon grassy area, whatever it's called. This was also right about when I figured out slimes have a favorite food, and feeding them that gives you more plorts. Who would have guessed that? No, not me. I also wanted to explode a fat rock slime I'd come across, and was just mildly disappointed when the teleporter brought me back to the grotto I had just purchased. Now I can't help but wonder if I could have teleported here without purchasing the grotto. That would have been kind of funny and cool. And all this farming got me sidetracked from using my last key. Instead, I noticed the market was finally going up and I had a lot of plorts in stock. And so, there was only one thing I could think to do. Absolutely wreck the market by inflating plorts beyond reasonable measure. I sold them 300 rock plorts, several hundred phosphor, a bunch of tabby, and a few others. Just about selling every last plort I had except for the few from the puddle and boom slimes. Those were saved for a rainy day. Why did I crash the markets? Well, because I needed 10,000 gold in order to purchase the lab. There's all kinds of helpful machinery you can purchase here. Yay, more things to farm plorts for. Fun fact about me, I like drones. I'm a licensed drone pilot, and so when I saw drone, I went right for it. It looked useful, and I like drones, so I had to have it. Only to be disappointed by how it requires a metric ton of ingredients I do not currently possess or know how to obtain. Was there a way to check how to craft the thing before buying the blueprints? If there wasn't, I feel a little betrayed. Would have rather spent my money on blueprints to things I could actually have crafted, and knowing the crafting recipe beforehand would have been helpful for that. I did get this one drill thing, which is cool, I guess. The game also blessed me with the ability to purchase the upgrade to open treasure pods I've been seeing everywhere. Why wasn't this available sooner? Anyways, I finally used the second slime key I had to open the door to the moss blanket. I was a bit disappointed to see this area only had more boom slimes and puddle slimes and a new type of chicken, I guess. Or at least that's how it was until I went a little deeper and found at least one new slime to enjoy.
Woo! Ah! Yes! Oh no, right. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There you are. Yes, honey slime. Oh, that's cool.
Was hoping I'd find 3 new slimes here like I did with the last slime door I opened, but this is fine, I guess. Finding the honey slimes gave me a peaceful slime to feed the radiation ones, as I was a bit afraid of the boom slimes exploding any other slime I put into the slime cage. And I am a little embarrassed to admit this is when I finally figured out how growing Largo slimes works. You have to feed a small slime a plort from a different slime. But if a Largo eats a plort of a different slime, it turns into tar. So small slimes can eat anything, and they're fine. For some reason, I thought the slimes had to eat each other, like physically eat the slime? I don't know. I think that would have been more fun and would have matched the black hearts I know is inside each of these demon spawn. And sure, I just figured out that mechanic, but this was right about when I'd run out of steam on Slime Rancher. It's a nice game, and I can see why people enjoy it. I just don't enjoy farming games. They're all basically chore simulators where the only point to progressing is so you can become more efficient at doing the thing you were already doing. It's all just meant to watch the number go up, and I run out of fun on most of those games pretty quickly. Well, in fact, I'm not even sure there is one that I've thoroughly enjoyed for more than 10 hours. Slime Rancher was cool to check out. I'm glad that I did, and I get why people like it. Again, I understand. As weird as it is to say, I find video games more relaxing when I have something to focus on and put effort into. Farming games are a bit more mindless repetition, and it bores me more than it relaxes me. I feel like I'm pinging back and forth between saying I like it and how I don't like games like this, but that's just how it is, I suppose. It was fine to try for a hot second, but it's not a game I see myself completing anytime soon.